probably the biggest, one of the bigger stories. If he makes the team and if he excels, which a lot of people are anticipating this year, Justyn Ross, undrafted free agent receiver last year from Clemson. He was supposed to be a top 2-round pick if he never had any injuries in college. But in 2020, he had it was discovered that he had a congenital congenital fusion in his spine, a condition that he was born with that he didn't know about. It was called, I'm going to kill this name here, Doc, called Klippel-Feil syndrome.
Close enough.
Yeah. So that was something that
triple file, but whatever.
So he had,
yeah, but
if you can enlighten us a little bit more as to what that is.
We've written extensively on it. Go to Sports Injury Central and go to the upper right, sicscore.com, and search icon and type in Justyn Ross's name. Obviously, he spells Justin a little differently with a Y, so don't get fooled with that. But prior to the draft, we said he's a great talent, but he's going to fall like a rock during the draft because of his neck issue. Whenever you have a congenital spine issue, that usually is already multiple levels. And when then you add a fusion, that's an additional level. A general rule of thumb, not absolute, is single level neck fusion gets cleared to return to play in the NFL. Multi-level, because of the stresses above and below, does not, because you cannot accept a 0.01% chance of paralysis. You just can't. So from afar, looking at all the things, not from insider information, but insider knowledge about how it works, I'm not sure, and I wasn't sure when the draft was coming around, that he would ultimately be medically cleared on his neck. Now, he obviously was a great talent, and he obviously was undrafted, and the Chiefs now signed him. And yes, he didn't play last year because of the foot. I'm not worried about the foot. The question is, am I missing something that he can ultimately be cleared for contact, or did something change? I hope he can. I hope he does well. I hope to be wrong on this. But here's my question to you. If he's a round 1 or 2 talent, if he's healthy, why didn't someone take him in the 7th round as a flyer? And, give him and figure out the neck and whatever. Every doctor in the league got to see him and look at his medical records, yet he went completely undrafted. Look, if the Chiefs thought he was medically going to be fine, why didn't they secure his spot by drafting him in the 7th round instead of waiting till free agency kind of deal? Because then you're taking a risk. I don't know the answers to those questions, and I'm not being negative towards the Chiefs, which I already told you I respect, or second guessing their brain trust. But I'm just saying, I'm still leery about his ultimate contact clearance. But then you could ask me, if ultimately he's not going to be cleared, why are they giving him all this practice time and working with him? And that's a fair question too. Maybe they're planning on running certain routes, not putting him in certain dangers and using him. I don't know. I haven't seen his X-ray, CT scan, or MRI. But at this point in time, halfway there, which is the draft, he fell like a rock with the neck issues. Let's see what happens. I wish him luck, and I wish him good safety.
For the fact that 2020 is when they discovered this fusion in his spine, and then he gets all surgeries. He went to the Pittsburgh Steelers doctor, Dr. Okonkwo, got the surgeries. Then he was able to come back the following year to play at Clemson for that final year. His numbers weren't the same, but that some people will say it could be the injury. Some people could say it could be the quarterback that they had at Clemson. So he played that year, and then end of the season, he had the surgery on his foot, which they ended up last year doing a redo on that surgery to correct whatever went wrong in that last surgery they had in his foot. So it seems like, he has been cleared for contact since the original diagnosis that he had.
I hear that point, and college clearance, and believe it or not, college clearance, high school clearance, and NFL clearance are in some ways different. NFL clearance has big liability in addition to, just what's okay. And medicine is an art. I'm not being critical of anybody. But if a team says, look, we just don't want the liability of a 0.1%, a 0.01% chance of paralysis. In college sports, depending on the school, and I don't know the situation in Clemson, but I can tell you in high school, I do lots of high school sports, participation in high school sports, if the high school team physician does not pass the player, most school districts allow the player to play if any doctor will pass him on a physical, because it's a right as part of their education. And I don't know what the situation was in Clemson. I'm telling you, I hope to be wrong and that he's cleared. But if he was cleared from the neck and there were no worries, why did he not even get drafted? There had to be some worries there, and I hope the worries go away. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, just based on, Chief fans say they got to steal. Look at the like a couple of years back of the 2021 draft, the Chiefs were able to get Trey Smith, who had medical red flags going into the draft. We ended up getting him in the 6th round. He had blood clots in his lungs that ruled him out during his final year at Tennessee. They were able to get in the 6th round. They were able to clear him from that. So, maybe the Chiefs have found something in Justyn Ross. If he's able to play and make the active roster this year and get some playing time on the field, I think it might be one of the better stories in the NFL this coming year. Between that and DeMar Hamlin coming back, I think you have two really good stories, 2 comeback stories. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.